Our third and last question of this series is, what are the larger benefits of scholarship writing beyond your ability to finance part of your education? I know Catherine has some really insightful ideas on this question.
I think for me, one of the big benefits that I didn't realize, or I guess that I never remember when I'm writing these personal statements or these applications for scholarships or grants, is that these documents that I produce, the writing, the statements, the reflections, they actually become something like a compass for me later on. So in my academic journeys, it's been really difficult to sometimes to stay focused or to remember what it is that I'm there to do. It's really easy to get distracted by other things, by what everyone else is doing, by what your professors tell you that you should be doing. And going back to these personal statements for the scholarship writing, or to the application essays, or to the research project statements for grant funding, those, like going back and looking at them and rereading them at these times in my life when I felt very lost and where I feel like I've forgotten what I'm there to do, that's really helped me to remember this was the vision that I came in with. These are the goals that I had. This is why I thought this project was important. These are the dreams that I have. And that's been really critical for me. I know that university, colleges, academia, it's not always a pleasant place to be. And there's a lot of pressure from a lot of people to do things the way that they've always been done. But I think in a lot of these scholarship essays, we have the space to sort of dream beyond that, beyond those constraints and beyond those conventions. And sometimes when I forget that, I can go back to my scholarship statements and realize, wow, I actually was kind of thinking outside of the box. And that's a good thing in academia. It's hard, but it's really good. So it's a way to sort of just keep track of what your visions are and to help kind of set you back on a path that feels right to you in those moments where you might feel like you're being pressured to veer onto someone else's path or to do a different kind of work than what you had originally envisioned. Which is not to say that your dreams and your visions and your goals won't change at all, but that there's something nice in being able to remember where you were and what you had hoped for, and to reassess at different points in your academic and professional career.
I wish I could just repeat what you said, because it was really profound and just powerful. I was taking some notes, and to model the playlist of questions, which you can find somewhere in our repository of resources, I would love to follow up with Catherine in that idea of your internal compass and how we can utilize personal statements and professional vision statements to stay on track or to perhaps persevere. One of the things I noticed is the longer personally I stay in computer science, the more I don't want to stay in computer science. Fortunately, I have wonderful mentors like Catherine and like Jeff, who help me realize that through study, we can actually obtain skills and obtain more power and give those give that power to people who have less power. And we can achieve that through study, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be in a formal educational system, but if we're college students and we're paying the big bucks to get an education, we might as well make that work for us, right? So, in the context of like beyond our ability to get a few scholarships and write strong personal statements to apply for colleges, I love the idea of creating professional vision statements or mission statements that are centered around our heart, right? And centered around our head in terms of what we are seeking to do and what career we are designing for ourselves. The earlier we do that, the less likely we will fall into the trap of perhaps not really value-based organizations, or fall into the trap of living a life we really want to live, right? Ones that are really purpose-focused, okay, to get specific here, I just listened to a podcast on restorative justice. There's this fantastic, really well-spoken woman. If you Google Ezra Klein and you search restorative justice, and this must be the podcast that came up. She initially went to college to be a social worker, and she realized that wouldn't give her enough power to address some of the demanding problems that she sees in the world. So then she proceeded to go into law school. So that little anecdote resonated with me because I don't feel like I need to get a computer science degree to make a living. I think there's many ways to make money in 2020. But if I think about the inequities that exist in computer science education, I realize it's important to learn this material and provide a reimagination for traditional education at community college or at public institutions to serve students better. So, yes, writing and reading and thinking and analysis goes into designing a career that not only will you be able to survive, but feel fulfilled, right? I like the question of what do I want to be remembered for when I'm 80? And I think that's a nice question to kind of ask yourself from time to time. But the immediate benefits of thinking about how elements in your English classes will help you in your academic journey is, yes, those exact elements of thesis statements, topic sentences, strong conclusion paragraphs, transition paragraphs, or transition statements can immediately benefit your thought processes, can immediately benefit your learning processes in every single one of your classes. So there's more to it. There's more to it than the grade, and there's more to it than the scholarship. Any final thoughts, Catherine?
No, I mean, I'm just excited for all of you to start thinking about scholarships that you might want to apply for, or grants for projects that you're working on. We are going to be launching a series of weekly workshops in the Teaching and Learning Center, where we're actually going to be working with you on developing your application writing. So we're really excited about that, and we really hope to see you there. And we want to get this dialogue started early, because everything that we've been talking about in this segment, it's really a process. So all of the kind of reflection about what your visions are, what you want to do with your career, what you want to do with your research when you're applying for these grants and scholarships, they take time. So that's why we're going to have a couple of workshops over several weeks, and we're hoping that we can just kind of accompany you on your journey as you're writing these statements and making discoveries about who you are and what you want to do and what you want to accomplish, and figuring out how to put that to paper so that others can read about and understand your story and your interests.
This is truly just the beginning to everything that is happening. We hope that you come in and see us. We hope we are the Teaching and Learning Center. Find us through the student support portal in the Teaching and Learning Center Tutor Hub. And we cannot wait to work with you one-on-one, or bring a friend, bring multiple friends. If it's okay with you, like, we can do workshops. You can attend like discussion group based ideas around scholarships, around storytelling, around how to write a good thesis statement, whatever it may be, whatever question that you have in your mind, let us know, let it be addressed. We are here for you. We are not on Mars producing these videos and just publishing them. We're at Foothill College, and we're here for you. Okay, until next time.
Great.